YouTube, what is going on? We are back with another update. This time we are 14 and a half weeks out. So, do you call that 14 or 15? I don't know. We'll just say 14. We are 14 weeks out. It's been 2 and a bit weeks since Melbourne. We have finally got some updates to talk about. Normally I jump on here and I have zero updates because there has been zero changes. Everything's just been ticking along super smoothly. Body weight's been staying around about the same, whilst body composition has been improving every week. So Liam, my coach, has been pretty happy. We've been keeping things just rinse and repeat every week. So it's been hard to update you every week or even every couple of weeks because there's just been not really many updates. But body weight jumped up a little bit this week. I dare say it was just, I know it's obviously not going to be body fat. It's just probably going to be a bit of a fluid shift for whatever reason, but wasn't a whole lot of difference in body composition across the week. So Liam has decided to speed things up a little bit for me, which I am all for. I thrive in the extremes. So it's like, let's get to work. Let's dig hard. Let's get lean. I know we don't want to come in too lean too early, but 14 weeks out now, timeline's in place. So obviously Liam thought there was a good opportunity to start getting a little bit tighter, bring food down, increase a little bit of cardio. But updates are, I'll give you, I'll put a physique update here somewhere. And I'll move to the side. But basically, physique is in a good position, but obviously plenty of body fat to come off still. So this week, food on training days has dropped from about 3,500 calories down to about 3,200 calories training days. Non-training days, so rest days, has dropped from about 3,000 calories down to about 2,800 calories. Steps have gone from 10,000 a day to 12,000 a day. And cardio has gone from 10 minutes twice a week to 12 minutes twice a week. So a bump up of 4 minutes across the week there, only a little bump up there. There's been a reduction in volume to my leg day purely because I have somehow injured on the outside, on the lateral side of the quad on my left leg somehow. But that's really the main update for bodybuilding. Obviously, you've seen, if I've put it up here, you would have just seen the physique. So this YouTube episode is going to be a little bit different. I have a apartment in the city of Adelaide this weekend. Why? Purely because I just want to get away from home and I just want to go into the city with an apartment where I can cook my food. I can go to the central markets where I love going to the central markets, so I can get steps in going to the central markets, get all my fresh fruit and veg, train in the city. It's basically like there's so many distractions around home, and my mind can never switch off when I'm at home. I always feel really refreshed getting away from home, so I purely wanted to spend a weekend in the city so I can completely just focus on bodybuilding and all the processes involved in this prep. So I have a posing lesson tomorrow around 1 o'clock, which I'll do from the apartment in the city. And then, just chill out. And then Sunday will be the same thing. I don't know where I'm going to take you on this journey over this weekend, but I might just sort of update you as I go on training and shopping and what I'm doing. So it'll be sort of a weekend in the life of prep at sort of 14 weeks out. Right, it is 6:20 a.m. and my body clock has woken me up at 5:30 as always. So I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to get some fasted morning steps in and go and grab a Monster. The convenience stores here in Adelaide sometimes have rare monsters, like ones that are imported from the US that you can't get from here or Europe. So I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to suss out some of these convenience stores, get some fasted steps in and see if I can find myself a rare US or European Monster for a bit of caffeine for the morning. So wish me luck. Almost forgot to say, finally, new low. So, bit of an update on body weight. I've been stuck around about between 99.4 and 99.9, so like a 500 gram differential for about 3 weeks. My body weight just would not move under that. It would just 94, 98, 90, sorry, 99.4, 99.8, 99.5, 99.9, up and down for every day for about 3 weeks. And then last week, during the week, for whatever reason, it spiked up to 101.5, which I knew was just going to be fluid, so I wasn't worried about it. Like, it was a bit frustrating, but I knew that it was just going to be fluid. I knew it wasn't anything to be concerned about. I had my suspicions on why there may have been a bit of fluid retention there. However, as I mentioned yesterday, food has finally dropped a little bit, and cardio has come up a little bit, and steps have come up a little bit. And then after getting 18,000 steps, so I'm at 12,000 steps now, up from 10, but coming into the city yesterday, by the time I did some shopping and went to Rundle Mall and a few other things, had about 18,000 steps. So I've woken up, as I said, stuck between 99.4, 99.9, went up to 101.5. This morning, new low of 98.4. So that is fantastic. Super excited. But, you know, like, it could have been easy to get disheartened when I saw my weight jump up. You know, what was that? Almost a kilo, or about 1.5 kilos after it'd been stuck for so long. But the scales can be so misleading, and when you're in a position where I'm in, where you just love the process of it all, then yes, obviously I'm in prep, I need to progress, but those little momentary, I guess, hurdles or outliers that aren't expected in the data don't really get to you. I mean, yes, if that kept happening and I was stuck and body composition wasn't improving, I would be saying something different. But because body composition has been improving every week, I'm really just not worried so much about what the scale does, as long as I can get down to my weight cap, which I'll get down to easy. I think I got another like 4 or 5 kilos to go, and we got another 14 weeks. So anyways, I am about to check out some, fuck, that's loud. I'm about to check out some convenience stores, see if we can find a monster that I've never had before. Yum. That is so good. It's the Ultra Black. It's like cherry flavored. So good. Apart from the machines that are sweeping the roads, it's actually super peaceful. Walking down Rundle Mall at the moment, like, all I can hear is the birds in the trees. But for whatever reason, like, obviously I'm in the middle of the city, but like having trees around with birds in it, like that little sprinkle of nature is enough to, like, I don't know, make it feel like relaxing to me. Another like little strategy that I implemented over the last couple of weeks is, in anticipation of food dropping, I strategically lowered the volume of my meals whilst calories and macros were higher, so that when calories and macros did drop, I could keep the same volume. And the way I did that, and the reason I did that, the way I did that was, in my pre-gym cream of rice and post-gym cream of rice, I dropped out 20 grams, 20 or 30 grams, or maybe more, 20, 30, maybe 40 grams, I can't really remember. I think it was about 30 grams, we'll just say 30 grams. I dropped out 30 grams of rice flour, which is a lot of volume, and I brought in dates, medjool dates, for the exact same carbohydrates, so the same macros, and a little bit of honey as well. So that significantly reduced the volume of my meals, but it was still the same calories, still the same macros. Now that my food has dropped, all that I've done is pulled those dates out not completely, but I've taken out some of those dates and kept the rice flour exactly the same. So I've pulled down my pre and post gym by about 10, 20 grams of carbohydrates, but I've been able to keep the exact same volume of those meals. Why have I done this? Purely for satiety, satiation, so that when I'm eating this meal, I'm not going, oh my God, this is so much less food. I'm going to be like, oh my God, it's exactly the same amount of food still. Technically, should fill me up in terms of food volume in the gut. But I am getting to a point now where, because body fat is low, it doesn't really matter how much I eat. Because body fat is so low, my hunger hormones are now starting to be activated a little more. So it doesn't matter how much I eat or how big the meal is, I'm just never really feeling that satiated. And it gets to a point where body fat gets to this sort of, I mean, I'm certainly not lean yet, but when body fat gets to a certain percentage, you just have to accept that you're always going to be hungry, and that after every meal you're not going to feel satiated. It's not going to even feel like you've eaten. So in the past, that has been a real struggle for me, but always been guided flawlessly by my coach. And the fact that we sort of did a mock prep about 12 months ago, which just ended in a photo shoot, not getting on stage. But we went through it all. Food went down to like 180 grams carbs and like 1,700 calories a day. So I felt way worse than I feel now. And I got really lean, like not stage lean, but maybe like 4 or 5 kilos off stage lean. So having done that mock prep, I know what to expect. I got better at leaning into discomfort and leaning into the hunger. The biggest lesson I learned was how not to reverse, which I'm so grateful that we decided to do that, because I know exactly what I don't want to do and what I do want to do now for the reverse out of this prep. So, but anyways, that is, I guess, a little bit of a strategy on what I've done with my food so that it sort of mitigates the drop in volume. So I still got relatively the same volume in my meals, just just reduced obviously the carbohydrates mainly. Obviously that reduces the calories. What I will do is, when food drops again, I will probably look to drop out one of my meals for a salad. Salads are fantastic for volume. You can have like the biggest salad bowl ever full of like salad, chicken, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, etc. for extremely low calories, low carbs, but still high volume. But as I said, there's only so much tweaking you can do, and there's only so much volume you can bring in. At some point, you just got to be hungry no matter what. You've got to just lean into it. All right, meal one about to go down. The only thing I'm missing from this meal is the barbecue sauce, but kind of at that point in prep where like everything tastes so good, I don't really need sauces. But this is meal one. So we have 2 eggs on low carb bread. We have 150 grams of cottage cheese on 2 slices of low carb bread. We have 120 grams kiwi, 60 grams of frozen blueberries that have been warmed up a little bit, but I'm going to dig in. It wouldn't fit on, it's not like a huge meal, but it just wouldn't fit on one plate because these are small plates. This kiwi is so good. So this is Central Market Hall dragon fruit, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, medjool dates, avocado, Celtic or Celtic sea salt, and butterscotch stevia, liquid stevia. So this is a bit of a strange one. The bowls here weren't big enough and I forgot to bring my own bowl, but this is pre-gym meal in a pot, cooked cream of rice the old school way, literally on the stove. But it is 84 grams of rice flour, 80 grams of raspberries, 50 grams of whey protein isolate, rule 1, in the cookies and cream, 80 grams banana, 20 grams dates, and 10 grams of 85% dark chocolate with 3 grams of Celtic sea salt. Absolutely absurd looking meal. In a good way, just weird in a pot. Incredible. So good. All right, so I'm at Derrimut's in the city. It's not a bad gym, pretty quiet. Probably won't film too much, maybe just a couple of sets, but this is obviously pec deck. This is my back off set, aiming for 10. I gotta leave here in about an hour to go back to my apartment for my posing lessons with Jake. Oh, this machine sucks to get into. Good sesh. Time to go home, eat and pose. So, probably haven't updated you guys as I would have liked, but I got back from training and I had 10 minutes to make post-gym cream of rice. Eat it before my posing lesson with Jake started, so I didn't have time to film it for you guys. Posing lesson with Jake went fantastic. He is an excellent posing coach. I'm like a fish out of water, but he somehow allows me to feel quite confident with it. I've learned a lot from him already in like 3 or 4 lessons. So we went through mandatories, went through transitions, footwork, and then did a bit of learning on a few new classic poses. But super happy with how that's all going. The plan tonight is to, I guess, make the most of my final night in the city. Port are playing. There's a footy game on tonight at Adelaide Oval, so I'm thinking I might go check that out, but it'll probably be only for like half the game because it starts at 7. There's no way I'm staying there till like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, so I will probably just watch half the game and then cruise back, but sort of a due for a meal when the game starts. I'm not sure how I'm going to work that. I'll either take meal prep with me or just eat before I go. But I am just about to walk into the supermarket. One thing I'm going to try tomorrow is I got myself some smoked salmon. So instead of having eggs on toast with cottage cheese, I'm going to have smoked salmon on toast and cottage cheese on toast. Delete the eggs and just trying to bring in some fats from fish. Yeah, that is the only change that I've made. Other than that, sun is setting. Game starts in 2 hours, so I'm going to go up to my room, get ready, probably have one of these Pepsi Maxes, prep my final meal, which is oats, and then head to the footy. So on the way back from the footy, and decided I would go on another monster hunt to see if I can find a rare monster. So I'm just going into a few different convenience stores now. Ooh, what's that one? Ooh, never seen this one before. Punk Punch. I have never seen this one before, so I'm going to get this one. It's like 8 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to have it now, but I'm definitely going to do a taste test on this one because I have never seen it. So this flavor is Punk Punch. I have literally never seen it anywhere. So really tempted to try it now, but that is absolutely going to destroy my sleep. So in the morning when I get up, I will do a taste test review for you guys and let you know what it's like. But yeah, I've never seen this flavor ever. So that's exciting. Monster Hunt, a success for the night. All right, that is morning routine done. We are now on our way for some morning fasted steps. You would have seen morning routine, creatine, water, a little bit of Celtic sea salt, can of Monster, some stretching, especially my shoulders, vacuums, and a little bit of posing. My sleep was 6.5 hours, so I have woken up feeling like I could have done with a little bit more. I'll put my Aura sleep score here. But it looks like it's been raining overnight, which is kind of nice. I prefer, when I come on my morning steps, I prefer it to be kind of like cold, because I get so hot when I walk. Something that I have been thinking about, I'm almost back now. I've got about 4,500 steps. I forgot my Apple Watch, but my phone and my Aura ring both say around about 4,500 steps. So I will take that as accurate. But one thing I've been thinking about as I've been walking is I've realized I have a flaw in my mindset that is going to be suboptimal for prep and competing if I don't address it. And that mindset is always having to do more. For example, my brain will be like, I'm walking, I'm going to go to like the 5th street, then I'm going to start heading back. I'll get to that street, my brain will be like, don't be a bitch, you can do more. So I'll go to the next one, and then my brain will be like, nah, come on, push it, keep going. And I'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Rather than going, I have a structure, I have a routine that I know that I got to get, and I don't have to do more. I feel like with prep, more is not more. Less is not more. But if I'm programmed 12,000 steps by my coach, I shouldn't be trying to hit 20,000 steps, 25,000 steps, 30,000 steps just to try and push myself. Because from a fatigue management standpoint, it's going to run me in the ground and is going to be suboptimal to the long run of prep. So something that I need to do is understand, as long as I get my 12,000 steps in, if it's 12,000, if it goes up to 16,000, whatever it may be, but instead of trying to go more, I guess just more accurately tick the boxes as designed in the strategy by my coach. So that's something that I got to work on, because I've been like that my whole life. Even when I used to play footy, I'd be like, oh, I'll do 3 or 4 laps of the oval. I'll get the 4 laps. I'd be like, don't be a bitch, you can do a 5th. I'll do a 5th. I'd be like, don't be a bitch, you can do a 6th. Which is great, because I push myself really hard. But when fatigue management, especially in prep, is obviously super important, I'm going to have to reconsider that approach. I just thought I would share those thoughts. All right, breakfast is a little different today. Instead of eggs, I have used salmon, smoked salmon on toast, because I think I mentioned yesterday, I want to sort of prioritize a bit healthier fat sources. I know eggs are great, but I definitely need some more fish in my diet. And then instead of blueberries, we got 30 grams raspberries, 30 grams blackberries on top of the cottage cheese. But most importantly, Monster. Punk Punch. Let's see how it goes. Smells good. Wow. That's incredible. Nine and a half out of 10. And definitely in my top 3 of all time. It's like a good hint of cherry. Wow, that's incredible. I hope they make these permanent in Australia. It's an American import, I'm told, so I'm assuming it won't be here for a couple of years, but incredible. All right, let's eat salmon. I've never really eaten smoked salmon before, so we'll see how this goes. It's actually not bad. It's definitely not as good as eggs. Definitely more expensive than eggs. So that is meal 1 done. Really, really liked the smoked salmon more than I thought I would. Probably not as good as eggs, but a great alternative to swap up potentially on like rest days or something, just to bring a bit more fish into the plan. If that is all I do film, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. It's been really nice to get away from home without the distractions at home. Nice to be able to just be in an environment where I can completely lock in steps, posing, training, shopping with fresh fruit and veg, nailing nutrition. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll film anything else. If I don't, see you on the next one.